Hello. I think we're live. Oh, I forgot to look. I usually try to cover that up with a pretty blanket or something. Um, it looks so much more professional. And I'm all about the professional because I totally always know what I'm doing. Look. Magic. Now the background's pretty. Anyways. Hi, I'm Ashlee Brotzell. I do like to feel professional, but mostly I'm just me. And I wanted to talk about persistent blossoms. Crochet Now, issue 93, published in the spring of 2023, and I'm in it, which is like pretty cool. Maybe one of the funnest things I ever do. Where'd it go? It is in here. Anyway, it is a UK magazine, so the pattern in here is written with UK terminology, and that is cool for them. When I get to publish it myself, which is where we're at, I get to change it to my US terminology that I'm more familiar with. Here it is. Look, that's me. Well, I mean, it's not me. That's a blanket. That is a blanket. I am not a blanket. Okay. I'm in here though. This is me. Anyway, here it is. Persistent Blossoms. So, Persistent Blossoms is little squares and then you sew them all together and it makes a pretty blanket. And it is a center out overlay mosaic crochet design. That's this one. So the back looks like this. And you start here, you'll have a white tail and a pink tail, and then you go round, 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 and then at the end, you get a white tail and a pink tail. So that's it. It's not like normal mosaic crochet where you have to cut every row. When you do it center out, you save on that. So that was one of the things. Plus, because it had to fit in a magazine, the tiny square looks the same, except for it's just the middle part. So that the chart gets reused for both sizes of the square, and so does the written. That makes it fit in the magazine better. So that was kind of what I was thinking. I wanted something, when I was designing for the magazine. Now that it's been in the magazine for a while, they did their thing, the rights revert back to me. And I get to publish the pattern, like Ravelry, Etsy, wherever I want. But my thing is interlocking crochet and mosaic crochet. Like all of my patterns, almost. I think I have 2 or 3 now that aren't, but most of my 300 plus patterns, yeah, you would totally round that up to all, right? 1% or less of my patterns don't have 2 techniques. So all of my patterns come with the interlocking crochet version. See the back? That's how you can tell the difference. Interlocking crochet and mosaic crochet. So I was trying to get this update ready, and I am a little behind. I was sick for a while, and then my brain forgot to work, so I didn't publish it when I could have published it, which was like a month ago. So that's all right. We're behind, and we love feeling so behind. And now that I'm working on the interlocking crochet, you can see I got my squares. I joined them like this weirdo thing. It's because if you watch the video later, I have a support video that I've created that makes the small mosaic crochet square. And then you have to go get the pattern if you want to make more. And it also talks about how to join the squares. And then I made a support video for the interlocking crochet one. So these are the small squares. And the interlocking crochet one, you can make it with me on the video, and then you have to get the pattern to like join them. Or no, to make the big ones. The joining is in the video. So I make the video, I go to join some more squares, and I realize this really fun thing. Can you tell on my face? It's really fun. Are you ready? Mosaic crochet and interlocking crochet. Essentially, they make the same. I don't have a big square that's not attached to anything, so we're just going to pretend. Look at that little dot in the middle, the little white spot. You see on this one, the little white spot is smaller than on this one. Now, technically, they use the same chart. Technically, they should come out the same. Oh, look, the edges look the same. The inside design looks the same. The stitch count, because they're 2 different techniques, is not the same. So a tiny one with mosaic on the edges. So in the corners, you have a chain, a single crochet. No, sorry, you have a single crochet, a chain, and a single crochet. That's the corner. So if you go from chain to chain, counting the chains, this is 11 stitches. And on the big one, chain to chain, is 33. 11, 11, 11, 33. Worked great. I was, I was happy to do, just sort of assumed that this one would come out the same, and guess what? It didn't. It didn't. So this one, chain to chain, because it's the same idea, only instead of single crochets, you get like the interlocking. So in the corner chain, counting all the way across, 9. There are 9 stitches in a small square. And this one, corner to corner, is 31. So 9 times 3 is not 31. And even if I add an extra border onto this and somehow turn it into 11, it still wouldn't get me to 31, right? So I've already made the video saying this, just join the squares, blah, blah, blah. And now I have to go back and say, hey, guess what? They don't join nicely because everything is dumb, 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 dumb. Yeah, Mom's having a temper tantrum today because it's so frustrating because I'm behind and I feel like I was sick and I missed out on these things, and then I go to do this and it's not working. And so that is my major whine, crazy, being crochet designer is so much fun. And I'm mostly teasing. I hope most of you know me by now. You just have to laugh at yourself and move on. That is how you do it. So this is the current solution. I can either say that it's a requirement. You have to make a border on here, which would then make the outside white edges a little bit thicker. And I could show you then how to lock the stitches together, because the back creates like a bit of a flap, right, where they're not connected. And that would then get me to, I believe, in my brain it makes sense, but you always have to check. Then I think that this side would have 11. And if I also put a border around here, it would add 2, right, for 1 on each side, which would bring me up to 33. So I would then have 11 and 33. Another option, since I've already joined these ones, is that I could do a funny finagling where you join them here, but now when you join this one, you have to join these first, and that join counts as a stitch. And also it wouldn't connect to the corners over here, right? Like, it's so much more confusing. Basically what it means is that I have to go redo parts of my video, and then I have to redo parts of the written pattern, and then everything should work out, which is just fine. It's not published yet. Nobody knows that this is all cuckoo, but I know, and it's taking more time, and it's so frustrating that I have to take more time. And I'm sorry, because the more time I take on this, the less time I have to work on the updates that are waiting. I have people messaging me. They have been waiting for like a year. Hey, did you get that updated yet? No. Oh, hey, did you get that updated yet? No. I know you're really busy and no pressure or anything, but did you get that updated yet? No. Nope. So that's where we're at. I am so appreciative that you guys are all patient, and I'm so excited that I will have something nice to show you soon. But soon is a very subjective word, and in this case, soon means not right now, a little bit later. Sorry. That's all I really know today. Made a bunch of squares, was getting so excited, and then they don't fit. So if I wasn't going to cut my yarn, I could do the edge all at once without cutting and weaving an end. So I already wove these ends in, and I have to add it in, and then I'm going to have more ends. So it's just annoying. It's just poo, poo, poo. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? I did click the button telling YouTube that my video was going to be family friendly, so hopefully they don't think that that's unfamily friendly. Anyway, the kids went off on a walk with Dad to go get the mail, so that's my quick update video. I will get back to work. It will get done, or else. And it's still cool, right? It's still pretty. And I also know that my sample here, maybe you've noticed, it's all blue because I'm lazy and I didn't want to pull out all the other colors. I was just making the sample so I could make the video. And if you really wanted to make the one that I don't actually have in hand anymore because it's in the UK and they're mailing it back to me eventually, and it's all colorful, that one I prefer. I prefer the colors. But single color is an option. And if you are interested, because it's kind of fun, this is the sample that I took photos of when I was trying to apply for the video, or for the pattern. My joins are different, and I decided I didn't like that join. So I did change the join. The colors are all just scrap yarn I had in my boxes, and I said, okay, here's what I'm trying to make. And they said yes, so that's lucky. It's fun. And I also made some samples in blue and yellow, because I had leftover blue and yellow. And I have another sample somewhere. I think it's right back here. Yeah, I could grab it. It's blue and white because originally I was planning to do this as a winter blanket, and then I missed the deadline and turned it into a spring blanket. But it worked. It's all good. So, missing deadlines, fun stress, sort of thing. And the kids are gone, so I'm talking on the video. But I'm going to go back to work now. Thank you for listening. And if you don't have anything nice to say, please don't say anything at all because I just can't take it today. Okay. Anyways, bye guys. Love ya. I really do. I love that you guys are great. And I always forget how to make it stop. Yeah, there it is. Okay, bye. Thank you very much for your patience and your support.